Hello guys, and welcome back to another one with us, the Review Bros. How are you? You doing good? Because we are. Because we're going to be taking a look at Amped Pre-Workout by Lucid Supplements, and it looks very cool. I'm excited for this one. I've been enjoying it, but I'm not going to give you any more spoilers than that. But we'll be covering the usuals, taste, price, label effects, and we'll be working out if it's worth it, you picking it up potentially, based on your own fitness goals, of course. But if you are new here, please do hit the like button, hit the sub button, tick the bell icon. So we try and put out about 3 reviews a week. But today, let's get amped. So first segment of any review, taste the mixability, and it comes in one flavour so far, and that is grape. So obviously that's the one we'll be trying. Let's give it a crack. Oh, so mixability, I'd say it's maybe slightly worse than average, but honestly it's not a problem. As you drink, it just sort of mixes and goes. It's not like it's all sat there, and that has been on the side for a couple of minutes. So yeah, it's not a problem, but it is quite a stacked pre-workout, so it does stand to reason. But let's see how it tastes. Obviously it's great flavour, I've used it a few times, let's get into it right now. Considering I'm not a massive grape fan, I do think they've done a good job here. Like, it just tastes like a nice sweet flavour, it's not too overpowering, there's no sour background to it. It's just a nice, pleasant, sweet grape flavour. So I do think it will appeal to the masses. It'd be cool to see them add more flavours to the range down the line, who knows, potentially that's something they'll do. But yeah, this, I actually really enjoy it. There's nothing nasty coming through on the back end. It's a pleasant grape flavour as they go, and I'd be happy to give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, let's move on to price. So if you want to pick this pre-workout up, you'll head over to lucid-supplements.com, where you'll find this 40-20 serving tub on there. Obviously we'll be going on the 20 servings, which is the full serving amount, the full wallop. You can pick this up for £34.95. And if you break it down per the servings, based on that 20 serving count, it comes to £1.75 per the serve. And we do have a consistent price scale that measures how expensive pre's are, where a 5 out of 10 is a bang average price point on the market. This comes in at a 4.5 out of 10. So it's only slightly more expensive than an averagely priced pre-workout on the market. So obviously we'll be working out what type of pre-workout we're getting for that money, and ultimately if it's worth the price point. But yeah, let's move into label. Okay, let's get cracking. Is this pre-workout going to amp you up? Is it going to leave you amped? That's probably better. So it says here, energy pump focus, which as you eagle-eyed viewers will know, they're the 3 main elements we look for in every pre-workout. So is that label going to be speaking to us in that regard? Let's get into it. So 2 scoops, 20 grams, nice and easy. And it is pretty accurate from what I've weighed out on the scales. So first up, we've got pure L-citrulline at 8 grams, which is an absolutely fantastic dose, above and beyond what your average guy in the gym would probably even need, but that is basically towards the top end of what you need of that ingredient, is what I'm saying. So the amino acid is going to help to give you pumps in the form of bumping up nitric oxide levels within the bloodstream, increasing blood flow, increasing pump nutrient delivery, endurance, all that good stuff. So we'll take it, staple pump ingredient, tick. Then we've got beta-alanine, another amino acid at 3.2 grams, which is the amount we generally look for. It's the minimum end of what you'd want to be taking every day to build it up in your system and yield the benefits, which is buffering lactic acid and therefore helping with endurance. And it also gives it that itchy tingly effect, which, if you know, you're either going to be someone that loves it or hates it. So I'll let you know how strong it kicks in this pre-workout, and you'll be able to work out if it's something you can handle. And then we've got L-tyrosine at 2 grams, a really solid dose there. You only see normally around 1 gram. That's going to help with your mood, focus and concentration. Then we've got glycosides at 2 grams, which is an all right dose. You know, you can see, well, this is where it gets tricky, because in pre-workouts it does have a tendency to sometimes clump, not always, sometimes it is getting better, and it does depend on what other ingredients are used alongside the glycosides, the glycerol, as to how badly it clumps or if it even does clump. But yeah, so you have to limit how much you can get away with putting in a powder pre-workout, because it can cause those issues. But in an ideal world, we'd want to be taking like 20 grams of the stuff. to get the absolute max benefit, or even more than that. But so yeah, in the grand scheme of things, 2 grams a lowish dose, but if you consider getting it into a powder pre-workout, it's an okay dose. Like, it will still have effect. And what it does, it's a hyperhydration agent, so it's an osmolyte. It's going to pull water into your muscle cell. It's going to fill you out, obviously increase your pump and endurance and all that good stuff. And then we've got CDP choline at 400 milligrams, a really nice dose, a solid form of a choline donor. It's going to obviously increase acetylcholine levels in the brain, increasing your focus and mood and concentration and athletic performance in the gym. Then we've got theobromine at 20% coca extract, 400 milligrams, a really nice dose there. It's a very mild stimulant, structurally similar to caffeine. It's the ingredient in chocolate that dogs cannot digest. It's the one that poisons them. We always like to drop that little fact in. I'm sure if you've heard me say that for the 1000th time, you're probably rolling your eyes, but some new viewers might find that fun. Anyway, theobromine, 400 milligrams, very mild stimulant. It'll work alongside the caffeine, which is going to be coming up next, to bring about a bit more stimulation and concentration and energy, ultimately. And it does have some side benefits as well, such as helping with blood flow and mood. Then we have, and it also, will yield a small amount of caffeine from that. Then we've got caffeine anhydrous at 250 milligrams, which is typically, we're not done with the caffeine yet, but as it stands with that amount, it's probably about 100 milligrams of less than what you would typically see in pre-workouts these days. I would say the average is probably 350 milligrams. So caffeine anhydrous is the concentrated, dehydrated form of caffeine. It's going to kick in reasonably quick, about 20 minutes. It's going to wake you up and get you moving. And it's probably about 3 cups of a strong coffee, instant coffee at home that you make yourself, that is. 3 or 4 cups of that. Maybe coming on to a couple energy drinks worth of caffeine. I'm just trying to give new viewers an idea of how much caffeine that really is. But yeah, then we move on to dicaffeine malate at 150 milligrams. That is the slower acting form of caffeine, so that's going to kick in slower as the caffeine anhydrous starts to wean off. The dicaffeine malate will come in to soften the blow and to reduce the chances of any kind of crash. So that will just keep you pushing on strong towards the end of your workout, and you're going to yield 75% of that as caffeine. Then we've got mucanopurines, 98% L-dopa, 150 milligrams. That helps to increase dopamine levels in the brain. It's obviously going to help with your focus, mood, concentration, drive, all of that good stuff. It does also, again, have some side benefits. And then we move down to huperzine A at 200 micrograms, which is a really nice dose. That is the learning chemical, so it's going to help with your memory, concentration, focus, staying on the ball. Ultimately, it's just another nootropic that's going to pair up with the several that I've mentioned already. It's going to help to get you locked in, dialed in, get you in the right headspace, the right mood to have a killer gym session. Well, at least that's what we're hoping here. So, what do I think of the label? I think that if I was going to make my own pre-workout, it wouldn't be too different to this label. So, yeah, goes without saying, I absolutely love it. It's ticking all the boxes, well, definitely all the boxes it's claiming anyway, on the front of the tub. Dosed, absolutely fantastic. I like the use of ingredients. This is obviously a company that cares about what they're putting out based on this label. So yeah, all we've got to do now is work out how it comes together in the real world effects, and I'll let you guys know if it's worth picking up. Ka-chow. Okay guys, let's just do it. Let's get into real world effects of Amped pre-workout. And I've used it 3 times already before today. I've not actually even been to the gym yet on today's occasion. But whilst I've got the energy, it's kicking in. Let's just talk about it, because like I say, I've used it a few times. I know exactly how it feels. And yes, it does live up to that name, Amped. But let's start off at the very beginning with that beta-alanine. I would say it kicks into a medium-y kind of degree. Like, it's not ultra weak, it's also not overbearing. It's actually the amount that I like. Like, it's enough that you can feel it and it gets you revved up, but it doesn't leave you looking and feeling all twisted and weird, itching your eyeballs out and in places you didn't know existed. So I would say 6 out of 10 on the tingle scale. Like, yeah, it's happy medium. And that's actually a good thing in a way, because that means that it's going to appeal to people on both sides of the coin. Like, if you're not a big fan of it, but also if you like it, it's in that middle ground where it's not going to aggravate you too much either way. So yeah, I do like that. Once the beta-alanine tingles are sort of starting to dissipate after say like 10-20 minutes, the caffeine starts to come in. You feel that 250 milligrams of caffeine, you feel the nootropics start to come in slightly after that. You feel a nice, subtle, but very much noticeable, steady increase in your focus, concentration, energy levels, get up and go sort of vibe. I would say, like I say, about 20 to 30 minutes and you're starting to feel all the pre-workout come together. And I would say after about 45 minutes, you're firing on all cylinders. You know, all of the ingredients are readily digested and you're ready to get cracking. But I would generally always say give it at least half an hour between the point of you finishing the pre and the point of you training, because it does have to obviously get through your digestive system and actually in your body and working physically. So yeah, from a caffeine standpoint, from an energy standpoint, it feels very clean, healthy, consistent, no peaks, trough, crashes, nothing nasty attached to it. It just feels like a really nice, healthy, productive experience where the caffeine's concerned. It does actually feel like a couple of energy drinks worth of caffeine, but smoother, cleaner than that would feel if you was to just drink 2 energy drinks. So obviously the caffeine, the stimulants are non-illicit. It's a clean, all above board pre-workout. I can see, well actually I'm not going to get into this just yet, I'll leave that for the end. But the energy, the stimulation, thumbs up. Let's move on to the focus. And I do think the focus is at least as good as the energy side. You know, label kind of speaks for itself. But I felt happy, I felt locked in, I felt productive on this pre-workout. I felt like I meant business in the gym. You know, it's quite a serious pre-workout. It's not a muck around jokey one, you know, take you with your mates and have a giggle and do a half-assed session. This is a one for serious trainers, I would say. Like obviously it's all clinically dosed. It's everything it's given you, I would argue, is more on the premium side, the high dose side of things. Yeah, it means business, and it makes you in turn also mean business when you're in the gym. So yeah, you don't get any floaty, super euphoric, off your head, illicit stim junkie vibes with this pre-workout. It's more just you feel in the zone in a good, healthy way. You feel happy doing it as well. And that ties me nicely into the pumps, because not only are you happy because of the focus and the stimulation side of things, like actually physically making your brain happy with the neurotransmitters, but you're also happy because you're getting a nasty, juicy pump on this pre-workout. And again, it kind of goes without saying based on the label. The pumps come quick, the pumps get juicy, and the pumps last for a reasonable amount of time after the gym session. Like most recently, yesterday, I did back and biceps on this, and I was pumped beyond belief. It was painful. It was absolutely painful. And the DOMs today are actually worse than I've had in quite a while. And I can only attribute it partially down to how this pre-workout made me train. It really did just make me enjoy the session, and just take it seriously. Not that I don't usually, but it just reminds you, you know, you're here for a specific reason. Channel that shit in, get locked in, have a good gym session. Leave the gym feeling good about yourself, like you've done a good job. That's how I felt on this one. You know when you like have a nice, healthy, clean meal and it gives you everything you need, you know, a nice, healthy, juicy amount of protein, your carbs, fibres, all the micronutrients, like you just have a nice square meal that ticks all the boxes, it digests nicely, you feel good afterwards, and you're like, that's conducive to my goals. This is the pre-workout version of that. And in turn, it makes you have an equally good gym session. So yeah, sorry about the little funny analogies there. Hopefully you can take what I'm trying to get across to you from that. But there's no negatives to the pre-workout at all. No digestive issues, no excessive jitters or stimulation problems, or just nothing negative. It feels healthy, clean, and just premium, in my opinion. And off of the back of that is what I was going to sort of touch on earlier in the review. I think it's suitable for a lot of people. I think it's suitable for beginners, even on a full scoop, maybe, you know, just about, because it is a smooth, clean feeling pre-workout. However, I would err on the side of caution. I would say for a beginner, just do a half serving, and then obviously then you'll get 40 servings out of it and extend that price point. So that's also a thumbs up. And then you can move up to the full serving. I would say it's most aptly suited for serious athletes, you know, your elite level athletes or anyone in between that wants everything they need to get an effective gym session done with no mucking around, you know, just straight down the line. Give me what I need for a top end gym session. There you go. Like it really just is. I can't stress it enough just how well I think this pre-workout comes together and how good the ingredient selections are. I really can get behind this one. And if you are someone that values your health, your training, being able to get all your meals in and not struggle to sleep at night, then this is going to be ideal for you. Obviously still don't take it too close to bedtime, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, it's for that price point, I think it's a no-brainer. Even without any discount codes, I would say buy it. Like, it's only slightly more expensive than an average price point, but you're getting so much more than an average pre-workout. I really do think it's worth the price point. And if we get a discount code, I'll be screaming from the rooftops, buy it now. What would I change from a label standpoint? I don't think I would actually even change anything. I know I like to sometimes touch on that in reviews, but on this occasion, genuinely wouldn't change anything about it. So yeah, guys, I won't go on anymore. I really do think I've gone off probably a bit too much on the effects section on this one. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. I would say go ahead and buy it. I wouldn't avoid it. I wouldn't shortlist it. I would say buy it if you're in the market for a stacked out daily driver that is well priced, tastes good, ticks all the boxes. What's to complain about at the end of the day? You tell me. But yeah, let me know what you think of it. Does it sound right for you? Do you want to pick it up? What type of pre-workouts are your favourite? What do you want to see us review on the channel? All the usuals, you know how it works by now. And as always, stay amped.